just hold on tight. Here comes Armageddon's bite. Can't open a twist and turn. Feel the power as you learn. Top rolls rising like the sun. Front press heavy, gotta run. Side pressure moves so fast. Fight for glory, make it last. Smash to the back, kicks the mass. Back pressure strong, never blast. Break on tension, feel the pain. Push through when it's in the vein. Hold your ground, don't give in. Feel the fire deep within. In the arena, battles rage. Strength and spirit break the cage.
That song's sick.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah,
I made that. Yeah.
dude.
That's it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nobody. I
Oh
know.
man, 6 people jumped in right off the get-go. Hey
Bam.
guys,
Hey.
it's a good start.
Yeah, they
So,
seen the intro and they were like, oh, fuck, they got a good intro now.
That music was sick. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I wanted to surprise you with it. That's our Rumble intro.
Yeah. Oh,
I figured
that,
why not throw it on here?
yeah, that's sweet, man. No, cool. All right. Well, I mean, where do we even begin? Knuckles up 4 today.
Mhm.
We're getting to it early. We want to beat everyone to the punch. So
There were some ass whoopings.
yeah, yeah, there was, man.
Yeah.
Good, good. Look good though. Like
Yeah.
I like the purple.
Mhm.
My mom's favorite color is purple, and I mean, like, I don't know. I've just always had something with purple, especially them purple backpacks they had, man. They're nice.
Well, you know what? The production was pretty good. I think it was they had a few issues with the cameras, like it just got locked, and then you got this far away view, and it looked funny because it looked
Yeah.
like Craig Toulier and this other who was it? James Wall. They look like
Yeah,
midgets.
Wall.
They look like little midgets at the table. It looks hilarious. Yeah, it's just a bad view.
Dude, gotta have a midget arm wrestling, man.
Oh, I know. I wonder if we can get some kind of dwarf division. That'd be cool. Yeah,
The double
first
D,
ones.
double
Yeah.
D, the dwarf division.
The dwarf division. Yeah,
That'd be sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, you know what? I watched all the matches, but I'm not gonna remember them in order, so I'm gonna bring them up. So that
Well, I have them up here. I can just say
you
them
know
out
the
loud.
order of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the order up. Yeah. So,
Okay, wait.
well, I don't have the order, but I have the pictures of them.
Okay.
I don't know if
so
they're in
you
the
just-
right order.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna go the order that they're on here. They posted them. So the first one's Bowen and Sharkovich, which I feels like a
Yeah.
good one to start with because it was slaughter.
Yeah, it looks so I don't know, Bowen. I don't know what he's doing with his hand. I mean, his wrist was going back so easily. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't, I don't know. He's trying to adopt some new way of pulling, and it's not working. Like
Yeah.
it's not working. He needs to go back high knuckle top roll and protect that hand of his. He was getting busted open immediately like this. Like
It's
right. Oh, it was horrible.
yeah, and like I mean, it's tough to say too, but like his practice footage looks all right when you see it.
Yeah.
So like maybe
Andre's cup was pretty beast.
do you think Andre beats Lachlan?
I don't know.
I
Maybe because see, so I think first in that division is Paul Lynn, and then Andre's second in North America.
yeah.
I think Andre's closing distance with Paul, and Paul destroyed Lachlan.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know what? I might actually lean towards Andre on.
I'd like to see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun
I
one.
think it'd be good, but I don't think Andre's style is good for Lachlan because again, it's such a strong cup that Lachlan's hand's gonna get folded over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Lynn did, right? Lynn went hard, but it was with lots of cup, and it was busting the pronation of Lachlan, right?
And Andre's been on a tear lately, man. Like
Yeah.
anyone that gets in his way, he seems to just be like bang.
Yeah, he's beast moding. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it was an absolute slaughter.
Yep. There was.
The guy with Hedda Morris, I don't know how to say his first name.
I don't.
Mate. I'll say Mate or something, but
I don't know. I
want
was
to say.
here harangue or orangutan.
Ah,
Orangutan, but like
Sorry.
yeah. I always think of an orangutan though. Yeah, I don't.
Toshiyuki Shishido.
Yeah, that guy he's pretty good, man.
Yeah, man, he's good.
Yeah, he's got a good hand. His top roll is like high level. Definitely.
Dude, yeah, they're killers over there, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, they can be easily forgotten from us North American people, but you got to keep in mind, like,
Yeah, they
they're
have that
good.
freedom shit too, right?
Dude, you know what? Like, I feel like once you go freedom and then you come back, you like unlock a few more abilities, and then you
Yeah,
want
because you
to.
learn how to use more of your body, and yeah, I can see it. I can
I
see.
feel like the hardest part would be like restricting yourself to the elbow pad again.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that and
but
that's
I
what's
bet you
good
know
about
what?
it.
I bet you them guys would like the Mac tables.
Yeah, I still haven't pulled in one, but we're gonna get one in Western Canada here soon. So
Yeah,
it's in the works. Yeah, it's in the works. So
because they would probably really enjoy that because it kind of is almost a hybrid, I would say.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so, yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, yeah, Toshiyuki looked really good.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah, because that met had a
yeah,
Morris guy.
yeah, Adam
No,
Morris. Yeah, we'll just put
no
that.
joke, man.
Well, no, he's strong. He
He's
benches
big.
500 something pounds. Yeah,
Yeah, he's big.
yeah, yeah.
But
He's stronger than I am. Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'm skipping that one because I know that was the main event. Jason Merlot and Ju Mink Young.
Yeah, sounds right, I think. Yeah, Merlot looked pretty good. His
Yeah,
hand
man.
hands strong.
Good hand.
Pretty
Yeah.
strong. Yep. Yep. Basically got everything he wanted in the hand, and the match was pretty much his.
Yeah. Merlot looked really good. I think some of these matchups were interesting. Like I like where the high five's going with this. Sucks that they
Oh
kind of
yeah.
ran into that little bit of political stuff right kind of near the end.
Yeah, I'm just glad that they just went ahead, and you know what? Next time they're probably best to not even care. Don't even make it an issue. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do
Yeah.
your thing, just do what you're doing,
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, it would have been cool to see Ursula because she's Canadian. She's from Ontario. It would have been cool to see her compete at that level because I know she's getting up there.
Yeah.
I would still favor Leia against Ursula, but I know Ursula's been putting the time in and doing the traveling. So I think it would be fun to see that one actually.
I think Ursula's a little more versatile than Leia,
I
though.
agree, but I think Leia's just torquey.
That'd be too strong. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Leia's torquey, man.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Craig Tullier, James Wall.
See, that one was actually a banger. It
Yeah.
was too bad that it ended on fouls, the match. But you know
Yeah.
what? Tell you the truth, I was surprised at Craig's endurance in that one because Craig usually got like his hand starts blowing up usually after a couple rounds, and if the gets into any kind of grinder, he usually gets into trouble. And he looked pretty good even
He
right
did.
to the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, right through.
That guy's a beast, man. He's only getting stronger and he's getting older.
I
Like
love how he just wears
53.
that hat that says Craig.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
pretty original. Yeah,
every time I see it going backwards, just big red letters. Craig.
yeah,
Super funny.
it
Super funny.
is. Yeah,
Robbie Russell and Svetin Gaveshki.
the master. I just call him the master.
The master. Yeah.
Master. Yeah.
He looked
He's so
good,
good.
man. He's the
He's
master for a reason.
you know what? I want to go down and train with those guys. I was talking to Plaman,
Yeah.
and he said you're more than welcome. Come out. You know what I mean? Fucking yeah, because I wanted to get some extra coaching through them because I like that style. And he said, no, you have to come here. I said, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's kind of how they do it though.
Yeah. But it's that style that it's just a very high. It's just a top roll style. It's a heavily pronated, but they get right on their tricep.
Yeah,
And
they're up here,
control-
man.
Yeah, and they control everything with the pronation and the height. So, and
Super important.
the guy's arm's not all that long, but he's able to keep his pronation, control the height always.
Well, and that's another thing too about sometimes not having a long arm can be beneficial because like if you can set straight up and down
Yeah.
and you really understand how to keep your knuckle high and your pronation set, it's
Yeah.
very hard to pull someone out of that. It's a
Yeah.
lot tougher when the referee is trying to bring you down and you're just
Downwards,
working on
yeah.
keeping that. Because as soon as you go down, it gives them people who crash in or come in
Yeah.
a chance to just drive on your vantage point. That's why Travis Bajan always talks about rest grip and being so high,
Being so
because
high,
he
yeah.
just starts here and ends here. There's
Yeah.
never any of like this angle on the hand.
He's never below somebody getting pinned. He's always keeping himself keeping the high ground at all times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
like it. I like that style. I mean, I'm gonna slowly develop that. That's probably how I want to pull.
I feel like you're very like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like you're not gonna get injuries that way.
Yeah, I think that too. Well, your back could get stretched out pretty bad,
It could, but like
but I don't
usually
think bicep tear or nothing. No.
if you end up in a bad position from there off of the setup, it's probably because the guy's way stronger than you,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
probably just gonna get pulled through anyways,
Yeah,
unless you have a really good sticky point. But like still with that whole holding and outside pronation, like I feel like the arm is more naturally designed to do things that way,
yeah,
like picking stuff up and rolling things out, than twisting your elbow internally and putting pressure on it, right? So
yeah. That's where you're
yeah.
gonna get injured more, right?
Yeah, well, that's where you see most of it happen, unless someone's newer and they're maybe outside and they, or like you said, bicep tears. That
Yeah,
tends to happen a
exactly.
little bit. But I mean, that happens with anything. You could be lifting, you could be hammer curling at the gym too heavy and your bicep could blow up. So,
Well, yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. I got my last heavy day tomorrow.
yeah, Dale invited me out. He messaged me, but I told him, like, Dale, I don't think I can come all the way to Calgary,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But one of these times I'm going to come down, or like when I'm in the area, because I want to see how you guys kind of do that. So, it'll be
Yeah,
exciting.
it's a
I
brutal.
want to see Dale just grinding biceps, man.
He does. He does. Yeah.
I can imagine
Yeah.
the
We're
grit.
we're pretty much at the same. Like I'm a little later to the party. Dale's been doing this a little longer, but
Yeah,
now that I'm doing it with him every week, now me and him we're even. Like our
that's
lifts are
sweet.
even.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's
no,
good. But I think I got a much higher plateau with me being so much bigger and heavier, right? So
yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Well, it's
yeah,
like today we were at the corn maze and we were doing that like game where you like hit the hammer and ring the bell.
yeah,
And my
yeah,
dad's like sitting there, he's like ding, ding, ding. And then
yeah.
I would go and I could like make it ding, but then like if I hit it wrong sometimes, he's like, oh, I'm like, dude, like you got way more weight than me. You're like just putting your entire body into this. I'm
Yeah.
like, but he's like, oh no, I'm just way stronger than you. I'm like, okay, man, okay, I get it, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
weight definitely helps. It does. It does.
yeah, well, and in things like that, right? Like, obviously, it depends. Like in basketball, weight doesn't help, but when it's like something where you're like applying force, usually, the more mass you have, the more force you can produce.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
because
And mass moves mass, right?
well, and the thing is, my dad's really twitchy as is. So when it comes to things like swinging a hammer or whatever, like
Mm.
he's got it really down where he can like just make that rotational power
Oh,
so fast
yeah,
with that mass. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean we kind of we went through that pretty quick.
I know.
Marcio and Jordan,
Yeah, that one.
dude,
The
Jordan
last,
is legit, man.
he's legit. Oh yeah, well. Listen, those Bulgarian guys, honestly, like that whole team, the whole team is like all in the top 5 in the world, I think, in their weight classes.
They're good,
They're
yeah,
good.
and they just all
Yeah.
keep getting better.
Yeah, the funny thing is yeah, their whole team's banned. Yeah, poor guys. I mean, they're the best. They're the best, respectively, in their weight divisions, and they can't even compete in some
Yeah,
events.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that
Something's
sucks.
gonna have to go down with that because
Oh, I
so
think someone's gonna do that.
Krasi's on that team too,
No,
isn't
he's
he?
on. No, that's the other team.
Oh,
There's
okay,
2 Bulgarian teams. Yeah,
okay,
two big ones, and there's one's
okay.
with Krasny. What's the little dude?
I know who you're talking about,
Yeah,
but
there's a whole bunch of them anyway. Yeah,
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 yeah. Oh, Matthias says, "What's up, savages?"
yeah. Hey, Matthias.
Um, What about that newish guy Bowen and Adair training with Riekard?
Yeah, he looks
He's
stupid. Bowman, yeah, or something.
yeah, he
Bowman.
looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's strong, man. He's only been pulling a year,
yeah.
and
I mean,
he's got pins on Lachlan even, I think.
that's crazy, dude.
I know. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a ex-rugby player. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He's just built, dude.
yeah. He's going to be the top Australian eventually, I think.
Oh, he's when you're pulling with them people and you're getting pins and stuff. It's like, okay, man.
Yeah, your first year. Yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah. What's it going to be for year 4 or 5 for him? It's going to be stupid.
yeah. As long as he sticks with it, right? That's the thing
Yeah,
about these guys is like sometimes you see guys like they're gonna be a monster and then you don't hear about them again.
Yeah, no, that's
Some
true.
people just don't like the elbow pain, man.
I don't get that with some people. Yeah.
No, because there's like even I can think of people who just like stopped. It's like wow,
Yeah.
but
I had the pain, but it was addicting. It was like, okay, you know. And when everybody was beating me when I started, that humbled me more than anything. I'm like,
well,
I'm so big and you were beating me? Really? I thought I was just gonna crush everybody, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and so once that happened, I said, this sport's legit, man. Like if you can be 180 pounds and pin me, like there's something to the technique and
I
so
think that's what makes it so legit is
yeah,
that just the uncertainty of like things that should matter don't.
yeah,
Just like how we were talking, how mass moves mass, but like yet
yeah.
you can have these stick people with tendons that are crazy or
It's
technique, and
stupid.
they're just like it's
Yeah.
like okay, okay,
And I think that's what it comes down to in the first few years, really. It's just tendon strength. That's such a big factor in arm wrestling. It's
yeah. Well, that's why your tendons hurt so bad your first couple of years or first
yeah,
year, depending on like if you every time your tendons are sore, you like legitimately stop until they're not hurting anymore.
well, yeah.
You
But I
like
stopped doing that. I do blood flow now.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
know what? I used to be down 2 weeks sometimes with tendons, and now I just do some blood flow 3, 4 days later. I'm back at her.
yeah. No, it's
It changes. You learn how to heal faster as you keep pulling too.
and your body adapts too, right? It's like
Yeah, yeah,
this
it gets
guy's
used to
dumb.
it.
He's gonna keep doing this. We better figure something out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, that match, man, with Marcio, oh, it was just like Marcio was like, like I couldn't believe it. It was like Marcio, man, really? You just planned a hook? Well, he destroyed you in a hook. And if I was Marcio, I wouldn't have trained the fucking hook anyway. Like, what's he thinking going into a hook with fucking Sonev? Did you see what he did with Matt? Like, I wouldn't have been training hook. I would have been training top roll that whole time and low handing. A really good low hand top roll, but it has to be strong, right?
Yeah,
Because that hook is deadly. Like, I don't know, Marcio did it all wrong, but
yeah,
I like him. I thought he was just gonna foul because Marcio's got a bad habit of fouling a lot.
yeah,
I thought it was going to be just a foul set. It was he was fouling anyway, but he was getting pinned and he was lifting his arm.
yeah.
His arm was
Jordan was so strong; he was just like holding him on the elbow pad while he was
yeah,
pinning.
it was
Like
stupid,
not
man.
today.
No, and then they redid the final round 3 times. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I guess we covered that really quick. But overall, what did you think of what you saw from Knuckles Up and like what you've seen and like how the high five did?
Yeah, I think they're getting really close. There was a few hiccups I seen with the cameras. Um, but overall, like it's getting very, very close. You know what I think they should do, honestly? And it's like just a little critique because I think they're doing amazing. So it's like who the fuck am I to critique them? But what they should do is watch M Spot a little bit. And you know what? Not saying that that's better necessarily. I'm just saying there's things in there. If they adopted some of those things into Knuckles Up, I think it would be a better production. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah. Well, and in general, I think like my recommendation to any promoter would be to like I hate saying competition because I like when everyone comes together and builds
Yeah.
up. But like watch your competition. You know what I mean? Like watch everyone, see what they do. What do you like? What do you dislike? Because at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to be better. And I think that if we come together and we all try our best to kind of pick the best things, because there's always going to be people trying new things and they're either going to be hit or miss. That's just always how it's going to be. So I feel like you watch for the hit or misses. And then if it's a hit, you can take it. And I think that's also why as a community we have to understand like if you see something doing something of yours, don't be offended by it. Be like, this is cool. I came up with this and now people are doing it. Like, feel proud, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So
No, no, I agree. I agree. Well, here somebody just said, I'm not even gonna say the name because I can't say it, but they said Knuckles Up should try to money grab Brian and the strongman community. You know what? They had Big Loss there as a special guest VIP. And you know what? Why not? And you've already had Big Loss compete there. You've had Big Loss do now as a VIP, and he's done commentary too, I think, for Knuckles Up. And why not do a strongman match? Every knuckles up, bring in a big name like Brian Shaw or Samuelson or some of these that strongmen that now arm wrestle.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. And like once they get to that point, which I feel like they're pretty close with the production and everything they're doing, but once you get to the point where you can offer these guys deals they can't refuse,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I
That will
mean?
bring in the money too, because Brian Shaw arm wrestling, I promise you, they lock in Brian Shaw match. That's going to be their biggest fucking payday to date by far.
Oh yeah.
If they've made money yet, they'll definitely make money bringing in a Brian. Like, you know how many people are going to buy that pay per view?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and the big thing that they want to like keep in mind as well is like do a Brian Shaw match as a main event and get some of your guys that you want on the card that you want to see more often and have them as undercard matches because people are going to tune in for Brian Shaw. But if Brian Shaw's competing, they're going to end up just like casually watching all the other events or all the other matches and get your guys get the guys that you want to get views and get seen and have people like get them on there because that will bring I don't know. I'm trying to word this will sound like a fool, but like basically you want to have the people that you want to get more famous or popular that way because they're gonna get more fans from that and then you can have them back and then maybe someone who's a huge Brian Shaw fan sees Brian pull at the event but they really like Brian. They're like, oh well, I shouldn't use you as an example because it's Brian and Brian. I'll use me.
that's okay though.
But they see me pull and they're like, oh, we like what Dakota was doing. We thought he was entertaining. All of a sudden they're following me now and then they're waiting for me to pull again. And if Knuckles Up treats me well, which it seems like they're treating everybody well, then all of a sudden, bang, I'm back there again, and they're getting that viewership again and again, and it just steamrolls. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I mean, I think they couldn't ask for a bigger hype though. Like that would just that match I know would just set them off because right now they're building it up and it's good because they're working out all the bugs. So like the next one, bring in Brian. Now fix the little issues you had with this one. Bam. Now you're laughing. Now you're North American East versus West.
Or if you're even not confident, maybe bring in someone who's like not quite at that Brian Shaw level, but someone, you know what I mean? And then, okay, this event went really smooth and we had this guy on and we could get him out here. It was great. We liked what we did. Let's do the exact same blueprint. Well, let's get Brian Shaw here. Yeah. And then who do you match with Brian Shaw was a question. Because he said you don't want to give him a can, but you also don't want him to get beat badly. I mean, I think that pork chop. Yeah, I mean, I think
you don't want to give him too good, but you don't want to give him too bad either, right?
Yeah,
like I mean, then you might as well say me. I'll pull him, but he'll break my arm. He'll break my. That guy's so strong. You know what? I don't care if he's never arm wrestled. I don't know if I'd want to pull that guy.
That's the thing. I mean, I think that's where you kind of say try and get a hold of Devin, try and get a hold of Derek Smith.
Dude,
be like legitimate.
Derek Smith, there's one.
Yeah,
train together. Yeah,
they have trained together. But even get a hold of Derek and be like, who do you think? Like honestly, what's a fun one that's exciting? That because you can go many routes with that match for an introduction match for Brian Shaw. Like you can do a lot of different routes with that. Mm-hmm. But because it's Brian Shaw, because it's interesting too, because do you also give him another powerhouse for hype in a sense, and then make it a super hype match?
Well, you also don't want Brian to get crushed his first match because that would kill the hype train.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so you gotta
it'd be tough.
Give him Auden, Brian Shaw versus Auden.
I think
no, I don't either. I'm just kidding.
Well, just because his hand would just
Brian is so strong, man.
And his hand's huge, right? And he knows enough now. I've watched his training. His form's getting better on his exercises now. He's starting to look like an arm wrestler training now.
Well, he's a smart dude. It's not going to take him long.
No, he didn't just become world's strongest man 4 times because he didn't know what he was doing training.
Yeah, and he's having practice. He's doing the right things.
Somebody says Jody Williams.
Jody, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. That might be okay, actually, because Jody's fast. He might be able to get by Brian's power on the go.
Yeah. Or Brian just absolutely stonewalls him. But I mean, either way. Someone said cool intro. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe.
that
My,
song
I just
was
got munchies delivered. Did you like that song?
the song was hype. I was not
Yeah.
expecting it at all.
Yeah, because I thought, I did country, I did metal, and then I'm like, how about I make like a rap-ish type song? You know what I mean?
Dude, I legitimately thought for a second that it was maybe that guy who performed at Armageddon.
Doesn't it sound like him? It
Yeah,
sounds like I stole his voice or something. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah,
when he made that song about arm wrestling, so I was like, oh, maybe he made one for us.
yeah. Well, it did sound like him though, didn't it? Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Maybe the AI picked it up off my phone and then remembered that voice.
dude, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
He can also just like break a hand if he squeezes too hard. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, if Brian's squeezing that hard, then I feel like he's either trying,
yeah.
like, he's risking blowing his hand up and he's not doing what he
I
should be.
wouldn't want him squeeze. He's got one of the best grip strengths in the world, though. Like, imagine trying to get out of his hand.
You know,
Like, I don't know.
like he can squeeze, but not hard enough. Like, not that hard.
No, I know what you're saying.
Like, I'd love to grip up with them just to see because, like,
Yeah.
I've felt some crazy hands. Like Dennis Saplinkov's hand, crazy. Matt's hand, crazy in its own way. Um, Jeff Dave's hand,
Mhm.
crazy.
John
Um,
beat Jeff. Mhm.
I know, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
What was the other one I was thinking of? Someone's hand. Is it Dennis?
Um,
Oh God,
there's Oleg. No, that's his forearm, though. No,
I
his
haven't
hand
felt
too.
Oleg, no. But
Yeah.
like I felt some crazy hands. Oh, another weird one, I guess that wasn't one I was thinking of, but like Darren Matthews.
His hand's like I don't like gripping up with him because his hand. We actually have similar hands, man.
Yeah, yeah. You and Darren are similar,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's weird. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting, but like
You
it,
can't get the strap on. There's this much strap left when you try to put the strap on our hands.
it's it's fun though because like when you have a weaker hand and you're gripping up with somebody, your hand
Yeah,
blows up faster, so
it
your
does.
hand adapts to. So it's useful, especially like someone like me. Like I don't consider my hand weak at all, but it's not as muscular and as big as your guys's, so it
You've
really
got
works.
good finger length and
Yeah, like
yeah.
they're good size, but they're not like
Hmm.
thick. Like
Not yet.
they're
Not yet.
I shouldn't say thick. I should say like muscular thick. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of chubby.
Well, I work my hand out a lot though, right? 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? Like I noticed, arm strength matters, of course. You need the arm to make the pin, but if you get hand control, it makes it a lot easier, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I mean, so that's why I say train your hand and your arm together. Don't try. I used to have a lot of hand on the arm. Now it's balanced out a little bit. I think I've leveled up a little bit because of it. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Few comments here. Brian versus Natty Reno Mastic, 6 month preparation.
I don't know because Reno's has to go in natty at WAF, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's WAF, right?
Um, Terry said Brian needs to do what all of us do, show up at any tournament, step into it normally. I see what you're saying with that, but I think that there's so much hype behind Brian Shaw right now that like
Mhm.
that a promotion might as well try and get what they can out of him. Because if he shows up to the local fair and gets absolutely smashed, then
No, that
it's
wouldn't be
like
good for him. But he
would
probably
be
wouldn't though. But yeah.
he probably wouldn't, but it wouldn't be good for anybody. I don't think. I think there's too
Mhm.
much risk over reward there, and like I agree, he shouldn't. But he has that hype behind him. He has the hype behind him, whereas like as an arm wrestling community, we almost want him on a super match card anyways, rather than a
Mhm.
tournament, because the views that are going to come in from that, we want to get the buys and the views and people interested. Whereas I don't know, I just feel like it wouldn't get as much hype if it's like if Brian, maybe if he announced in advance, like I'm entering this tournament, blah blah blah. But then also you're gonna have the headhunter people who are gonna want to show up and
Yeah.
try. So it's
Yeah.
tough. Whereas like if a super match is announced, there's still hype behind it. People can't just headhunt him. He has time to prep, time to hype, things like that. The promotion has time to hype and things.
I wonder. You know what? Now I guess it's official. I can announce it. So I'm pulling next weekend, Uncle John, right
Oh
here.
yeah, you were telling me about that. That's
Yeah,
hype.
it's kind of screwy though, because I wanted it and I was training, and then I didn't get the match, and then I stopped. My training's all like screwed. I took like a week off just because I was like, I might as well heal. But anyway, got the match, so it's awesome. So maybe if I do good with him, maybe I'll be, you know what, Brian Shaw, I wouldn't mind him creaming me. You know what I mean? I've already
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
Uncle John, so
Brian versus Brian, Battle of the Bryans.
battle of the Bryans. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
he'd probably just break my arm, but I mean, he's a pretty crazy
Sean
dude.
Sean Crowther said strong but soft hands. So I think he was talking about your hands, Brian.
Maybe
No, I'm just kidding.
they're not very soft. Yeah.
I'm assuming that was me. So
You're
thanks,
wrong.
Sean. I appreciate getting told I have strong hands. I will. I need. I just need to do more manual labor, man. This pharmacy stuff. I ain't getting that. I ain't getting that blue collar callus on my hand. I'm just gonna go start like punching trees.
Yeah, there you go.
In like 6 months, I'm gonna have like my hands gonna be
Look
black.
at this bottle. My wife, I told her to get me a pop, and look what she got me.
Wow, she's trying to tell you something, Brian.
I don't know. I
If
don't
you
know.
ask her for a water and she brings you like a 5 liter jug, then you know the message.
Yeah.
Zane Lewis said, "Hey Dakota, are you Dave Semenko or Tim Hunter?" I think he's talking about the picture behind me. It's my dad's, but is that yeah? Oh yeah. I think Semenko's cooler, but I've heard more about Semenko. I don't know much about Hunter, so.
Well, I think Jesse just messaged me.
Um, Terry said, "Get it figured out, right? He's big, but a lot of other super heavyweights will still flash Shaw." Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about Brian Shaw. I mean, it's the only thing that we know is that he's like probably has one of the highest ceilings of potential, but he's also new. So you kind of want to shield him in the sense of like, please do something for arm wrestling that we've been wanting for a long time and give us a lot of views and make it more mainstream than it is.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Might as well, you know what I mean? But like any promotion that locks him in is smiling. And I don't even want to say locks him in. I should say gets him a match because like
Mhm.
I feel like Brian is big enough that he's going to be able to bounce around to wherever he wants to. But also like I mean, if King of the Table keeps coming to North America, I feel like they're probably going to land him.
Oh, so where is it? Is it Vegas, December?
They haven't announced yet, I don't think. So what I've been hearing, and I don't Sean might be in the comments and maybe can confirm something that I don't know, but I was told Vegas, and then Angan made that post and was like, "Where do we want to see it? Let me know." And then now I haven't heard anything official. I just know this December 14th or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
so I mean, we'll have to see what happens.
And then you're talking, show me flights to Hawaii.
Yeah, I was because they're
good,
cheap right
good
now.
prices. Good
They're
prices.
cheap.
Now, is that price return like there and back?
No,
Yeah.
so it would be like because it was like
Double that.
260 or whatever, it would be double that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
still really good.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I showed you that because Dion was bugging me. He's like, You guys coming? You guys coming?" I'm like, "I don't know. I gotta figure it out." So I
He
was like,
almost got me with the deep sea fishing thing. You know what
dude, it'd be fun.
I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. That'd be
Actually, I
awesome.
gotta talk to Sean about that too. I know Sean's always we're like November's really busy time for us.
Yeah.
Just because like they got the Challenger Series now. East versus West is November 2nd. I just saw they said Devon's pulling Oleg in Turkey, and then East versus West is always fun to go to in November. Challenger Series, possibly out of Hawaii now. Then there's always Mayhem in the Mall, Ottawa Open. Like there's a ton of
man,
options.
Yeah, there's so many things, man.
You just got to kind of pick your battles.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We got some they better come in time too. This fucking guy. But anyway, yeah, our prizes. I'm not saying what they are, but the guy that made the wall hammers is making our prizes for our event October 5th.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Dude, oh yeah, guys, like I guess we gotta keep pushing that.
Josh DeVoe's event.
Yeah, Josh DeVoe's event, but Through the Fingers is helping out, and you're not gonna want to miss it, guys. I'm super excited for what is coming, and so Rick is 100% coming. Yeah, that's so hype.
I know, and you know what? Thanks, Ian Carnegie, because I reached out to Ian and I was talking to him because I didn't think that Rick would want to pull again so soon against Josh. So I just said, can you think of anyone? And then he contacted Rick and goes, Rick's gonna do it. Blah blah blah. I'm like, what? So
Yeah, you know what? Ian's awesome, man.
yeah,
He's super good.
yeah.
I've been talking to him a little bit about some upcoming stuff, and if it all goes how it should, I'm really excited. No, not the October 5th bar brawl. So October 5th, there's also something
Oh,
going
the
on in
shell
Edmonton.
shock.
It's called Shell Shock. It's Josh DeVoe's event,
Mhm.
and he does a powerlifting meet there, and he wanted to introduce some arm wrestling this time. So Through the Fingers is helping him out, and we're setting up some matches. I believe our last pod or 2 pods ago, we talked about it. We'll
Mhm.
recap it quick. Main event: Josh Bell and Rick Heidenreich rematch. That was something that happened at Mac 1. It was a super awesome match. Two super big dudes going at it in I'll say a close battle. The score doesn't quite represent how it went, but Josh flashpinned once, then it got stopped, then it kind of took a turn. And Josh has been training, and it's good for him to get tested like that because around here he's a powerhouse. So it's really cool to see. Um, Penn is Sean and Caleb is
We don't know. That one's iffy because Sean's kind of hurt right now.
yeah. We're just kind of
Mhm.
we're
The
seeing
next,
on that
yeah.
one, but that one will be fun.
The next one's Dale. Yeah.
Dale and Jeff Miller,
Yeah.
and Dale's been smack talking already, and Jeff's kind of been
Jeff
answering.
started it actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that'll
Mhm.
that'll be good. I'm
Mhm.
excited for that one.
And
Um,
then you got Jeremy Drouse with his first super match.
and Pablo, I still
Pablo.
I can't believe that's Jeremy's first super match,
I know.
but yeah,
That's
no,
what I
Jeremy
said.
deserves that one. He's
Yeah.
really good, especially for his weight. So
Hmm.
good for him.
Hmm. And
But
then
yeah, it's just basically
there's one
something.
more.
What?
Cody Sluggett, Mighty Mouse. He's against
Oh,
Colin
Colin.
Vaughn. Mhm.
I was pulling Colin last practice in Edmonton when I was there, and that's an exciting one. You
Mhm.
know, I think they both have lanes, and I think I don't know. Cody's strong in the hook. Colin's also strong in the hook, but I think Colin has a hand advantage. But
Really felt pretty strong last weekend though.
I think Cody might be able to get it in there. Sean said
His
that's not
hand didn't feel that strong. Yeah.
Sean said that's not Jeremy's first super match.
Well, that's what Jeremy told me. Mhm.
Oh, because I didn't feel like it was either, but I didn't know. But yeah, I remember you saying Jeremy said that.
Well,
I mean,
unless he means like at an event, maybe he did like one
oh,
that
maybe he means like at a kind of like an event or
yeah,
something.
maybe.
Yeah, because I know I'm pretty sure on that card that Sean set up when Sean pulled Josh.
No, he didn't have one.
Oh, he was reffing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Sean can fill us in. But
Mhm.
yeah. Someone said Brian versus Leonidas.
Yeah, maybe. But Leonidas is kind of good. Like,
Yeah, Leonidas is good, man.
yeah, it's not like Leonidas is just strong. He's turning into a really good arm wrestler too.
Yeah, and I mean Leonidas he's good. He's young. He's so young.
Yeah.
What about? Well, I guess I was gonna say John just beat Leonidas.
Hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot of a lot of ones you can think of for that, but it's like
Yeah.
the thing is with that is like I can sit here and speculate all day, but there's people that know better than me that I would like rather just ask instead of like sit here and
Well, yeah, me too. Because I don't really know.
Brian Shaw versus Sean Crowther.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I honestly think that would be good.
run it.
Run it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a hold of my people. Um, Through the Fingers too. Main event.
Yep.
Dude, you know how funny that would be if like all these promoters are fighting for Brian Shaw and then we just like locked him for his first match.
Well, we'll talk to Matthias about Prime
Prem
Stream.
stream? Yeah, Prem stream. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
No, we gotta figure a few things out for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, and it's cool because I know like at Mac 1, all the Knuckles Up guys were there VIP. And then at this Knuckles Up now, all the Mac people were there VIP. Oh, Sean said, "Oh, Drouse." I thought you meant Jeremy Etsy. No, sorry, Sean. We would have been
Mhm.
should have been more specific. Jeremy Drouse is pulling Pablo. Etsy's got a match against Cody in
Right
a
and
week.
left.
A week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling now too.
Oh yeah, you just said that. Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, this is gonna be a good card. It's gonna be a good card. Lots of fun stuff. And you know what? Like,
Did you get a match in December 7th?
yes.
You allowed to say who it is yet?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I'll just say I don't think Travis will care.
no.
I'm pulling Riley Miller.
Oh, Miller. What club's he from?
He's from I don't know. He's from Saskatchewan though. I've pulled him like
Okay.
my first ever podcast was on their thing. It was Curtis Klaczynski and Riley
I
Miller.
watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's that guy off of there?
Yeah, he's the guy
Yeah,
off of there.
okay. I know who he
He's
is.
good. He's been pulling for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like he's like I don't even know how to explain it, but he does good at provincials there. I'm pretty sure. Like he's
Mhm.
well known, so I'm excited. And it's just one that like it's been in talks for a while. Like when I first started kind of climbing the ranks a little bit, it was like, oh, you comparable to Riley Miller, and so I'm curious to see how that one goes because he's good. He's got a good top roll. So
I know Josh Duveau and Travis Robertson.
are pulling,
Yep.
yeah,
On the
that's
same.
interesting too.
I know. I think I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know.
My dad will have a match there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I legitimately don't know against who yet, though.
He asked me to go and pull the guy that your dad pulled last year. And
Anthony?
yeah, I pulled him before. And
Yeah, Anthony.
the thing is it just depends. Like I got a lot going on. And if I'm going to Vegas on the 14th, then there's no way I can. I just too much. But we'll see. If I'm not and everything clears up in that, I'll try to go. But I mean, I better tell him soon. But the thing is, I can't yet. So
Oh, that's what I mean. Like November, December is gonna be crazy for me
yeah.
because I know that Sean and Matt and them are either gonna be going to an East versus West or a Challenger or an Ottawa Open or somewhere, and I'm tagging along because I'll tell you what, man. I've missed lots beforehand, but since I started traveling with them, I missed East versus West 14, which Sean was like, dude, you missed out. That was so much fun, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh. And then I've been on that money grind lately, so I missed did this Kentucky one, which I should have just went, man. But I don't want to get started on it. But anyways, I was like, oh, because instead of going to Nashville, and I've always wanted to go to Nashville and check out like the Broadway there. And Sean was like sending me videos, which like I asked him to do. He wasn't like sending me videos. So I was like, and I was like, man. And then I just love, even if I'm not competing, I just love going and supporting them because they're like, I'm such good friends with them. And like I have this like I'm really close with them. And it's just when I kind of think it's how my dad feels when he's like not quite the same, but like when he's watching me and he's at work or something and you just want to be there. And I'm like, man, to be completely honest, I'm probably not that great of a cornerman. I'm like more or less there. Just like, let's go.
At least you know, at least you're happy and hyper.
Well, I'm happy and hyper, but like, well, here's the thing too. Like,
I think
really
you earned back up to Sean at my last match.
I really look up to Sean and Matt's advice, and
Me too.
I believe very I very highly believe that they are smarter than me. So it's really weird for me, like especially at East versus West the first time when I was in Matt's corner and like, do I give Matt advice? Do I not give Matt advice? You know, when Devin's standing beside you, it's like, should I be piping up right now?
Well,
you know what I mean?
If you see something though, I think you probably should still, right?
Yes, and I agree. And my dad said the same thing, but that was like quite a not. I'm not because I'm not quite past it yet, but it's a learning curve for me because like I know I'm smart and I know I see the angles, but it's just that whole like me needing to be like, okay, even though it's Matt, even though it's Sean, still tell them. I just also would hate to bring something up and then it ends up being wrong. That's the biggest thing for me, which I mean, it is what it is, but it's better to even bring it up because what I should be thinking of, well, my thought process is okay, they have more knowledge than me. If I bring up something and it sounds stupid, they're probably going to just tell me, no, I'm not doing that. And then I'll go, okay.
Well,
But
maybe, yeah,
it,
but
it would be better
yeah.
for me to bring it up and have them say, like, no, or say, like, I don't think that's right, than me
Yeah.
not bringing it up
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
it
so
coming
too.
into play later.
I think,
So,
me, I wouldn't even, I probably wouldn't, I'd be like, man, I see this all day right here. You know what I mean? I'd probably say it still because you know what? We're watching what they can't see. Like they're pulling and feeling, so they feel everything, but like we see everything, right? So
but
like you could actually be able to help out still.
yeah. Oh, no. Well, and you know what? Now that because I've cornered Matt at East versus West, King of the Table, and Challenger Series, and I can genuinely say that I get more comfortable each time and I see more each time and I'm more willing to have input.
Yeah.
Obviously, at all of those, well, except for King of the Table, but at the other two, Devin was there and
Mhm.
he usually comes up and talks. So I really listen to what he says and just
Oh,
kind of
nice.
how he says it. Because when Devin's talking, I'm not going to be like, I'm just holding the water bottle, like, Matt, if you need some water, take it kind of thing. But I like, and it does help when you have someone constantly nagging at the referee, like shoulder, elbow, center, things like that, which Sean
Yeah.
and I do really well. And obviously, I do well with that but it's just for me more or less getting that whole thing figured out. But I got to just keep going and doing it more, and then meeting the people and doing the things
Oh
because
yeah.
that's another thing. Like when you know the referees more and they know you, that not that you can get away with more, but like if I'm just some kid and they don't know who I am and I'm like leaning and I'm trying to get an angle and they think I'm on their way, they're gonna tell me to like move. But
Yeah.
like if they know I'm Matt's cornerman and they've seen me there 17 times and they're like, oh, okay, we know what this kid is doing, they'll be just kind of guide me along better. And so
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'm definitely. I already said I'm definitely fucking not missing the next one. So I hope it's in Vegas.
Yeah, me too. Well, I will see what I gotta talk
Or
to
I'd
Sean.
like to go.
I actually haven't texted
John
Sean
told
in
me
like,
Vegas, but I guess it's changed now. It can change. So
well, I don't know, but I haven't. This is probably the longest I've gone without texting Sean in a while. So I got to get in the loop again, see what's going on.
yeah.
But Sean said easy day for me pulling Riley. I hope so. I mean, I feel like I've leveled up quite a bit since last time we pulled, and last time we pulled it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Um, but dude,
Well,
dude,
you've had a confidence boost too lately, right?
and I'm telling you, man, my left feels really good right now.
Is that
It,
what
it
you're
feels
calling the
really
left?
good. No, I'll pull them. Well, I have right, left, both.
Oh, you
Like
do
now
both?
that my left's feeling good again, I'm willing to do both arms. I always like doing left arm first because it's less important to me. But it doesn't make any sense because my right arm is stronger in every lift except for the rise. My left can rise like 10 to 15 more pounds,
Okay. Yeah.
like a significant amount. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't know if it's just the way like my arms look kind of different when you look at them, like anatomy wise, but I don't know what it is. But if my right had the rise my left had, it would be like so much better.
Well, my left, if
But
I could just know, like feel what I'm doing with my left, I'd be okay.
yeah,
I don't have that connection, that mind-hand connection with my left. So I've only pulled once left-handed in all this time, and it was against Byron, and he whooped me. So
someone the Fearless Spectrum commented about his profile, and then he said, "I'm thinking about starting a live stream about arm wrestling. Kind of nervous about it,
well,
dude. Just do it. Don't be nervous. Go live. Talk about it." The
yeah,
more people that go live and the more people that talk about it is how we get the sport out there more. It's why Brian, Zach, and I do what we do. We promote like we do, just because if we want to become mainstream, like look at NFL for example. I'll use them as an example. There's a million podcasts about NFL.
they
There's
all got one.
ESPN always has TV panels talking about NFL. There's
Yeah.
fantasy, there's things like that, and it's just although we're on like not quite as high enough a level where it's like TV or
But
anything,
we don't
like
have that volume yet either. So
YouTube is our version of televised arm wrestling, and we have to take the platform with what it is until we can build it up. But everybody started somewhere, and it's just going to keep getting better. And the more people that go live, the more people that talk about it.
I
It's
used to
good.
get nervous. I used to get at first. Actually, remember that one I had to do by myself? I was nervous.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
with
it
Cody Merritt.
worked. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
worked. I mean, I was nervous though. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you gotta like it's like with anything. The first couple times you do it, you're
Mhm.
gonna be nervous because
Yeah.
it's just the way life goes. But once you get through that, Um, but yeah, I mean that's something really just I think everybody should do. I think
Looking pretty mean, isn't it? I wish I
yeah,
did all the tattoos so you'd actually be able to see how freaking chiseled it is.
the tattoos make it scarier, man.
No.
Yeah. But Sean said, when you carry groceries, do you stack the bags in your left hand and grab what you can after with your right hand? I'm pretty sure that's on my left is stronger, the rise hammer chain. You know what, Sean? I think we've talked about this before. We were talking about it on Instagram. But that yeah, you always
Yeah.
carry the groceries in your left and then you
Yeah,
stack them and
and then
then
take as many as you can. Yeah.
yeah, and doing that over the years has you know.
Yeah. I
But
do the
no,
same thing. Yeah.
well, and that goes with anything, right? Like even if you're like carrying a water bucket or something, you always put stuff in your non-dominant hand and you like lock it into place. And I think that's why it helps arm wrestling because like when you're arm wrestling, you just lock into place with like I know my right, I maneuver and everything, and I'm feeling with my left, I like lock it in where it feels strong, and then I just try to roll with it.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. I only got one position on my left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, well, no, I got a few. Now that my rear delt's healing up again, dude, like I have a super, like you can ask Sean about this. Like it's probably not quite what it was when it was beforehand, but like I have this sticky spot like 2 inches, an inch and a half above the pin pad. And if I have someone's wrist, like no one can pin me.
Yeah. No, I know the spot. I know.
Like I've never been pinned from that position. Genuinely.
Now you just got to work it up. That's what I did. I had that spot and it was always like an inch from the pad. And it'd be like shit. But then I slowly got the spot a little higher.
If I take someone's wrist with my left hand, I am like, you are so screwed. You're so screwed. Because it's just like, I don't know. It's like hydraulic.
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
great.
I only feel that way on my right. So my left, I don't know.
Yeah. No, but my dad,
French.
I think it's genetic for me too, because like my grandpa and my dad both have like before my dad broke his left arm, like it was nasty. Well, and one thing I think contributes to it as well is like I did boxing growing up as well as my dad and them, and like my boxing coaches and my dad's very heavy on like jab. Like you throw the right hand once for like every 5 jabs. It's like I used to just condition jabbing with my left arm. Like we used to just hit the mitts, jab, or like boxing up, jab, just all the time. So I think that has probably played a role in it. I think it's why my arm can stretch much more than my right too. Like my left arm still can do this. Like it almost looks double jointed.
Oh, it does too.
But like my right arm, like
That's normal. Yeah.
yeah.
It's normal. Your left's
It's just
fucking weird.
snapping the like you can
Yeah.
see it
Yeah,
snaps.
yeah. It goes,
And
it hyperextends past
I
it.
think that
Yeah.
just helps with my reach.
I think it
My
even passed.
yeah.
This is what I've been doing every night, like 20 times.
Oh yeah.
Do this one?
Not that one specifically, but I'll like get on my table and I'll lock it in underneath
Okay.
and I'll
Yeah.
kind of just do the whole rolling motion.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got a bunch of shit around my chair. So that way when I sit here,
Dude, I've been working with this, and then I have a little band that I've been doing my thumb with the whole time we've been doing this.
Yeah. Same thing. I do shit all the time.
But
I think that's the difference between an arm wrestler and another athlete too, though. We'll make our whole life all day training.
well,
Like everything I do, I'll relate it to arm wrestling somehow.
I mean, I think yes and no. The way I would say that is I think we're lucky because what we
Maybe
train
that's a better way to say it.
what we train recovers very fast.
Yeah.
Like a sprinter cannot train all day.
No.
Because they sprint and then they're tired and then their legs are cooked and they have to recover and the legs have a longer recovery time. Like it'll get better, but like with us, like I can sit here with a hand squeezer all day and my hand will get pumped and I'm like, oh, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like,
it's fine. It's normal. Yeah.
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 And so,
yeah. No,
or
right.
like, because like any athlete at the highest level, their life revolves around their sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's really funny to me when you look at some people and they have like a mid commitment to arm wrestling, but they expect to be like, just 1 second.
Yeah, really good.
excuse me, they expect to be like really, really good.
Yeah, they
Because it's
don't
like,
realize they don't. I used to be that guy. I used to think, oh, I worked out a couple times. I did a bunch of pronation shit this week. I'm gonna be so strong. And then I got a trainer and I got to see what a world champion trains like. I'm like, oh my, I would have never got there. Never.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no, and it's yeah. And then it's funny because there's like so many, and there's people who overtrain themselves, and they're always like, "Oh my god, I
And
can't
that
believe."
and that too. I've done
Yeah,
that too, yeah. I think
trial and error.
yeah, it takes, I think that's the thing, right? I think that's why they say, you have your big gains in a year, and then they say after 3 years you hit another like level, like higher level, and then after 5 years, apparently that's when like you kind of be close to where you're gonna be. So
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
I've
it's
done.
like
That's like studying all the arm wrestlers and seeing their peaks. It seems like that's the trend.
well, that's like Matt. He always talks about like takes about 5 before you hit like
Yeah,
your real.
like when yeah, like
Yeah. And I just wanted to say too, there's 17 people watching and we're at 11 likes, which is a really good ratio. So
really good.
thank you guys. If you haven't hit the like
Sub,
button, please do.
yeah,
If you're
sub if you haven't.
if you're new and you want to subscribe, do it. We're at 260 now, so we're officially over the halfway point to monetization,
Yeah,
which is
close.
super cool. Um, and then I feel like it's gonna be taking off here soon
Oh,
too.
it's gonna. If Evan
We're,
Burgoyne can have that many subs, we're gonna have
we
them.
we've been just doing kind of some of our own stuff lately, but we're gonna lock in some good guests here again soon once things start amping up too. But no, it's been I mean really good actually. Really, really good.
Well, there's so much stuff though. That's what's exciting. There's just like I can't even keep up with all the events and all. Like that's when things are starting to go the right way. When you don't even know, like, oh, there's that event. Oh yeah. It's like I don't know.
Even dude, I think back to when I started, which was not that long ago, really, like in the big swing of things. Well,
Yeah.
I was in the sport, but like when I started training and stuff, but like compared to when I first started going to Red Deer to like now, like there's a lot more stuff to look
Yeah.
forward to.
Yeah.
Like back then it was like,
Yeah.
oh,
12
there's
months
one
from now.
tournament in 3 months from
I
now.
know.
You
Yeah.
guys all ready? And now it's like, okay, which one am I gonna hit this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's like now. It's crazy.
Which I mean, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's creating like the cash prizes were not what they are now.
No, they're
Unless I
yeah.
should okay, I should say like from like a local tournament standpoint, the
Mhm.
cash prizes now are way bigger than what they were. Obviously, that world level is always had good cash in certain aspects. I don't know like what people are getting
I don't
paid
even
in.
think WAF pays anything, do they?
I
I
well,
think
I mean,
it's
I
just
I
cred.
don't know about
It's just
WAF,
cred.
but I'm saying like East versus West and all that stuff. So
Well, we know they pay decent but you have to. That's where I think self promotion matters too, right? Because
well, uh,
England's not going to pay somebody what they pay Devon if they don't bring in a viewership, right?
well, no, and Devon's always like cream of the crop, bringing
Yeah,
it. And Devon is lucky, not lucky. Devon worked really hard for it,
yeah,
but Devon has that
a base.
base, and he has the people that are not arm wrestling fans. They're not watching arm wrestling and Devon's there. They're watching Devon and there's arm wrestling going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, I
no,
mean,
agree.
it's like Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw is gonna if he's probably gonna get some money because
Yeah,
he's gonna have eyes on him just because of all the things he does.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
just the way it is, which is fun though, super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Even Matt's got quite a following too. Like when Matt posts something, it's like
oh,
thousands, right? Like within the first hour. It's like
I
wow.
know. I always bug Matt. I'm like, Matt, you need to be more consistent.
Yeah, man.
If Matt
Yeah,
had like a TikTok and his Instagram and a YouTube even. And the reason I say TikTok, I know everyone like who's probably watching this is like TikTok. Oh my god, TikTok. But like TikTok has the best algorithm out of any app I've ever used. And if you create content that people enjoy or anything like super entertaining, it will find the algorithm of people and you will just slowly grow. And then when you kind of get to that point where you're breaking the barrier of like maybe bodybuilding and arm wrestling or arm wrestling and competing, it slowly understands what people enjoy and it puts you on people's feeds. So I think everyone who's like trying to grow should always have that. But do you two guys make it to Toronto often?
Once a year. Once a year, I'm down there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been there for a while now, but usually, well, I flew into Toronto for the last MAC event. Was the last time I was in Toronto. I was in Toronto. I've been to Toronto like 5 or 6 times in the last couple of years. Not too often. Like,
My mom lives in Oshawa. It's only like half hour from
oh,
Toronto.
okay. Like, I'm kind of there when there's a good event. Like, really depends. Really depends. But if we're going that way, I'm sure you'll hear about it on here and you'll know to hit us up. So.
Yeah,
So-
that arm bet's pretty cool down there. There was like two clubs within 10 kilometers of my mom's. So
Yeah.
have you used it yet? Next
Arm
time you
bet?
go down, no, yeah, like just the club locator part.
Yeah, we Sean and I used it when we were in Cappadocia because we were going to Amsterdam and I was like, Sean, are we gonna go to an arm wrestling club over there? He's like, I never even thought of that. That's such a great idea. So we went on arm bet and we found this guy and then we messaged him on WhatsApp and then we went and practiced with the Amsterdam club.
Nice.
No,
nice.
it's super useful. Even if there's not many people, just message the people that are on there and be like, hey, where's the club? Where can I find one? And they'll always link you up.
Wow. Amsterdam. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, this guy's name was Boris and we messaged them and then translated a little bit and whatever and planned a date. And when we were in Amsterdam, we went there and trained
That's
with the
pretty
club.
cool, man. That's pretty cool. You know, you could just go on that, like that app is genius, really. I mean,
yeah. And I mean, like Devin's doing the right thing with it. And dude, okay, it might be a while, but some of my friends are really big sports bettors.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait until like because arm bet's fun, staking is fun, but it'll be fun when it gets to a point where it'll be like Dakota versus Brian, and then there's like odds.
Yeah.
And then there's like you can bet on the rounds and
That'd
stuff.
be cool. That would be cool.
Because like all my friends would go crazy for that. Like 1 year in college, we were all just up till like 3 a.m. bored after a party, and we just started putting Russian table tennis on the TV and betting on it. Like we were just putting like $1 on these, and so I know my friends would like get more into arm wrestling because it'd be like, oh, there's this arm wrestling event going on, whatever, and they would all bet on it, and then they'd want to watch it more.
Yeah,
and especially the way the like
I like the round thing and pick the move too. Top roll in the second, you know.
Yeah. Well, and the way that things are going in the mainstream sports, like if you watch a sporting event in 2012 and then you watch one 10 years, 12 years forward to now, they're pushing gambling way more than they were.
Yeah.
It's funny because they're like, are you addicted? Call the hotline. But it's like you guys know what you're doing. When TSN never used to have the odds on their front screen when they were talking about the game. Now they're like, we're a partner with Fantasy Draftline. Fantasy Draftline has a deal today where if this guy scores a touchdown, you win $100 free. It's like, okay, guys. And so I think that there's also a big market in like if StakeKings got a little bit more, like they promoted a little better.
We make enough money. Let's make a site, man.
Dude, I'm down.
Gambling site. Yeah, that's our next thing.
I'm sure we got to go through a lot of regulations and stuff, but I mean, it would be so much fun to be okay, Devin and Leonidas are polling. Do you think Devin's gonna Kings move round 1? What are the odds Devin Kings moves is in the first round? Oh, it's 1.6 to 1. Okay, I'm gonna put $1 on that, or I'm gonna put $10 on that to get $6. And then Devin hooks, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah. And that's true.
Another sense of that.
But you still got to have an algorithm where you don't lose money as a gambling site, right? Yeah. But
I mean, you can put dumb things on there like not dumb.
I know you mean though, simple things.
Some guys said 10 to 1 that first round there's a flip and someone gets hit in the face. People are gonna put money on that. It's very unlikely to happen, and that's when you get money.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is like if we can be betting on Russian table tennis that's happening in Russia
Yeah,
and
you
nowhere
can
else,
easily
and I
do
can be
this.
betting
Yeah,
on it, we can bet on some arm wrestling.
yeah, yeah.
And because like
Well, it's even like, you know what? We got to do more of that anyway. Even like when we went to Montana, how come we're not doing these bets and putting the money on the table on our matches here? We should be doing that here.
I know
Why
because
not back yourself up? Okay, listen, I'm pulling you, but let's put 500 on it too. Boom.
one example I'm gonna do of this is illegal chicken fighting. If there was no money on
Yeah,
illegal chicken fighting,
yeah.
no one would show up to watch them fight.
No, no. That's true. It wouldn't be very entertaining.
Think about
Yeah,
it. If
yeah,
you were not betting on
yeah,
chickens fighting to the death,
yeah,
you are not watching it.
yeah,
So now, when you bring that whole money aspect over to arm wrestling,
yeah,
more people are watching and they have another reason to get invested.
yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying if you're 16 years old, go put your whole paycheck on arm wrestling,
No,
but I'm
no.
saying that like it's something that if we want to get where these mainstream sports
I'll
are,
grow
it's
the sport.
eventually
Yeah,
going to come. It's going to grow the sport, of course.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
did you see this, dude? I've heard this guy might break his arm. Let's
yeah,
put
yeah.
$100 that he breaks his arm this round.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like this,
yeah,
and then they're watching, and like as much as that's so
yeah,
sad that that's something someone might root
yeah. But
for,
somebody would bet. Yeah,
but somebody would bet on and somebody would be
yeah.
watching.
You
Like,
know, somebody would. Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
oh,
if they didn't like, imagine because you get a love hate with arm wrestlers too. Like they'd be like, "Oh, I hate that fucking dude. I hope that guy smashes him." You know what I mean? I hope he
yeah.
breaks his arm.
Or like,
You don't really want that, but as a fan that's not an arm wrestler, you might think that crazy shit. Who knows?
you got the people like Hunter Knopf who are saying like, I am gonna pin all 3 rounds
Under
in
4 seconds.
under four
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Then it's like, okay,
yeah,
Through the Fingers betting service
yeah,
is offering a promotion
yeah.
where if you bet on this and Hunter actually gets all 3 pins in under the 4 seconds, you
Seconds.
get,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
obviously, that's like way extreme. That would be like way in the future. The first step, I think, would just be like having like, even with that like Kentucky event, if you had like
yeah,
Sean and Artem, and then you had like Sean is like a 2.3, and then
yeah.
Artem is like a 1.6. And then if you bet $10 on Artem, you get $16. And if you bet
You know what the only
$10,
thing is about it though is a percent has to go with the athletes. Because
yeah,
the
well,
thing is, yeah, because listen, the only way for it to work without lawsuits or people complaining is if something goes to the athlete. So, like, you know what I mean?
well, of course. And like,
Yeah,
I'm very generalizing talking right now,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying something that I would like to see someone working out eventually
Mhm.
because I know from personal experience that it would bring eyes into the sport
Oh
because
yeah,
like
it'd be huge.
for betting for fun, I have done
Yeah,
and watched sports that I would never watch.
yeah.
You're never going to catch me sitting in my living room watching Russian table tennis.
No, no, I get it. I
Like
get it.
Like I was going on Reddit with my friends in a college dorm, like translating Russian to see who they thought was going to win. Like I
Yeah,
was so
exactly.
invested for no reason. Like there were people be doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, you're just gambling, like you're literally just hitting the button and spinning, rolling the dice because you don't know which Russian table tennis player is better than the other one, or
No, and that's what someone might do with arm wrestling. And
yeah,
another 2 people watching arm wrestling is a good day, right?
yep. Mhm.
Especially if it's like if people are paying like a small pay-per-view fee to tune in. It's like, oh, I've heard this guy might win. Let's bet on it. But we can't watch it now. We gotta
Yeah,
watch pay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's buy the pay per view quick. Buy the pay per view quick. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I can
But
see it, man, because there's people crazy too, and yeah, they'll look us up. They'll be like, "That guy's ugly. I want him to lose," and then they'll bet.
Sean said, why would it have to go to the athletes if it's legitimate betting? It's all the house's money. I like
I
that's
don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Like,
yeah. Like Sean, you're probably right. I'm just kind of talking out of my Yahoo here on things I think would be fun. But I mean, whatever works, works. I don't know
I
enough
don't
about
know.
it. I'd
I
have
don't
to
know for
sit
sure
down.
that I don't know for sure it would have to go to the athletes. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, what if you're against gambling and you're arm wrestling, right? I guess you can just phone me and ask me not to put your name on there or whatever. But
Yeah, sorry. Beep.
yeah, or message me, whatever, right?
There's already 10,000 on you, buddy.
No. I don't know how that would work, man.
Because the other thing too is like then you get into parlays and it gets
Yeah,
crazy. And it's like,
parlays. Yeah,
oh man, it's
that's
like
crazy. My
all the
buddy
through the
picks those.
it's like all the through the fingers guys and Sean are pulling at arms again. I'm gonna bet on all four of them to win. They're all heavy favorites, but
Parlay,
when I
that's
parlay
huge.
that together,
Oh
and
yeah.
then that's where the money's made is
Mhm.
because like you put $1 on it and you bet on like 17 random things and it could pay 17 grand, but like the odds of it hitting are like 0.1 and then people just
Mhm.
bet on it because of that what if.
Imagine you do though. You got a better chance than hitting the lottery. So
My buddy won $1,300 on a 50-cent bet. He like sat down one week and watched like a bunch of sports things and like watched like this training camp footage or whatever. He bet on people to get over a certain amount of rebounds, people to get over a certain amount of yards in football, this guy to score a goal in hockey, things like that. He bet on like 14 different things and they all hit. And on a 50-cent bet, yeah, I think it was like 1,200 and something, like somewhere in that range. Yeah, he like messaged me. He's like, dude, we're going to the bar.
I used to do pro line back in the day, but it was simple. I just picked winner, 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 tie, winner, winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do that too. Like this just expanded a lot from now, but
Yeah.
totally, totally something I want to see in the future.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
especially if it keeps going the route it is, because that would be fun.
Well,
Like imagine just betting on Matt. Like we can stake on Matt, but imagine like just straight up odds.
yeah, I would always bet on them
Oh,
probably.
Matt's an underdog on this? What?
Yeah, that'd be good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I do stake kings, but I mean arm bet, whatever, same thing. Right.
Yeah.
So and I done pretty good. I deposited $100 like 2 years ago, and I'm at $172 right now.
Beauty. It's perfect.
Same
Yeah.
money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No,
But I mean, yeah, the possibilities are endless with that, man.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of different avenues if we just keep brainstorming and coming up with new creative shit. And
I
that's how we're gonna revolutionize arm wrestling, right?
Well, and that's the thing, and like I'm not trying to like, like Einstein this stuff, but like there's got to come a point when people try to take things further than what they are because I think the scary like even in life, the scariest thing is being stagnant and just not moving. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if you're not doing nothing or trying to be better, then like what do you what's the goal here?
Well, that's just it too, like I hear people, oh, the sport's never grown, it's always the same, but then they're the same people that don't want to do new shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't get it. It's like
That's
gatekeepers, it's just making sure that we don't progress.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the monopoly talk either. I don't like it when organizations talk like, oh, we're gonna be so fucking big, it's just there's gonna be no one else. You know what I mean? Arm wrestling's not gonna grow that way, and that's how you kill arm wrestling because you don't want that. You want every arm wrestling to come up everywhere, huge, and that's what's gonna make it big by all of us helping each other, right?
Well, and the one thing I think that people forget when they look at like even me today, I've been using the NFL as an example like a ton of times. The NFL is a team sport.
Mhm.
Arm wrestling is like you can say arm wrestling is a team sport with your clubs and stuff, but the way we arm wrestle right now is individual. And when you look at most individual sports, there's a lot of different individual leagues because to house that many people that aren't teams, you need the different leagues. Look at like bare knuckle fighting, UFC. Like, yes, UFC is that cream of the crop, and then you have like the Bellator, the PFL, and those things. But those are also other leagues that are there, and people still enjoy watching them. When the UFC is not having an event, people are tuning into other things. They might not be that cream of the crop, but they're still fun, and it's the same as like boxing or UFC. Even if they're not the two best guys in the world fighting each other,
You can
it's
be
still
banger.
there's
Yeah,
still fun matchups.
yeah,
And then you can become a fan of someone really quick by watching them have a crazy match.
yeah.
Same with arm wrestling. I've seen people that I'm like, oh, this guy's on the undercard, that's cool. And then they have like an absolute just banger of a match. And then it's like, okay, I like this guy. I want to watch him again.
Well, I think too. I think that's with promoters too. That's what you always want, right? So you just think about the skill level of who you're trying to find a match for, and then you just think about, just making it the best you can, and I think then you don't have to look at levels so much. You can actually you use people in your super matches of all different levels. If you're picking the matches right, the viewing experience is going to be awesome, right?
Yeah. And I think that's where, and like I preach this a lot to like newer people or people trying to kind of make that next step, but your portrayment and your entertainment level on yourself is, I'm not going to say everything because obviously being skilled helps, but like if you're good and you're super boring, you have to be really, really good to get a match somewhere.
Yeah.
If you walk up to the stage and you arm wrestle and you win, and then you walk off the stage and in your interview you're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Whereas
I've
like
seen that. Yeah.
whereas like you can be a person that you don't have to be a douchebag or
Just be
anything like
yourself.
that,
Be
but you can
outgoing.
at least be like an outgoing personality,
Yeah.
and you'll just quickly see that people want to watch you just because you're entertaining, you're funny, you're yourself, you're relatable, whatever it is that you have that someone else might not have. And then you'll get on those cards, and even if you're not the best arm wrestler, like you might lose, everyone loses, it happens, eventually you'll meet your match. But they were like, he was fun to watch, his intro was sweet, I like how he talks after the match, I want to see him again, you know what I mean? And then that if people are talking about you, good or bad, promoters want you. That's one thing you got to remember about promotion too, is like a promoter doesn't always care why you're being talked about. They just care that you're being talked about. Obviously, there's extents to that. Like if you're like a serial killer, and you're being talked about, they're not, you know what I mean? But if like everyone's like, oh man, I want to see Dakota lose so bad. Like I just want to see him lose. I just hate the way he acts. Then it's like, okay, Dakota, you want to come on an event? Everyone's gonna be tuning in because they want to see you lose. Okay, sure. So it is the way it is. But yeah, just have something that's unique. And sometimes that's just being yourself because everybody's unique in their own way, right?
Yeah. Let
Like
people know who you are.
like Sean before a match. Like you talk to Sean, he's cool. Sean, 5 minutes before a match, I don't want to be within 25 feet of Sean.
No.
I feel like he's gonna curb stomp me.
He gets pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts pacing and he's snarling and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then, but then after the match, he's like, hey, thanks, it was fun.
Yeah.
Dude, him and Jason Constantini were like, I thought they were gonna start fist fighting on the table. I was like, let's
I
go.
bet Jason was like, "Whoa, what's up with this guy? He's crazy."
Dude, they were swearing at each other and stuff, and I was like, are you guys seeing this too? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. What a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait till Sean gets put up against a real hothead.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Because Sean's a hothead. Yeah. Like when he's pulling, he is.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like, no, and I'm not like Sean.
Oh no,
Sean,
I'm just thinking.
he's really good at controlling it and he lets it out at good times. But like Sean definitely has a temper on him too. And I think like someone who like is that same way, they could like get things could be like, whoa, guys, like let's chill out here.
Whoa, like someone's gonna kill us. Yeah, we're gonna have to phone the ambulance here soon.
What's gonna go first, their blood pressure or their hands?
Yeah, that's funny. Blood pressure, probably. Yeah. Sean's eyes come right out of his sockets a little bit. They're like, it just comes right out when he's freaking. I swear they bulge.
Dude, I have this funny side story, not arm wrestling related. We're taking an arm wrestling break for a second. Okay. But I was in Red Deer at Billy Bob's on the closing night for Billy Bob's. Oh, yeah. And this dude was like walking around in line, and I was like just sitting there with my friends. He's like, hey, you guys want to see something? We were like, okay, whatever. And he goes like this, and he just opens his eyes, and he pops his eyes out of his sockets, and he goes, blah, blah, blah. So we all started laughing. Because well, the funniest part was after he did that, he grabbed both his eyes. And he went, oh,
Yeah,
And he went, it hurts so bad when I do that. We're
oh,
like,
I
why
bet.
do you do that?
Don't do
He's
that.
like, and he literally sat there for like 2 minutes, like rubbing his eye. And then all of a sudden, he like walked up to some other people. He's like, "You guys want to see something cool?" Like, and he goes like, "Oh," and then like he literally goes like, "Oh, oh," and he's like dying. And I
He's gonna
saw
have
him
an
do that like
aneurysm.
four times. And then yeah, I was like, "What is this guy doing?"
Yeah.
But yeah, no, totally on arm wrestling related. But yeah, no,
Oh,
Sean when he gets in his mood, he's like,
yeah, he does. He gets fired up. I want their energy though. Like I want that shit.
"Oh yeah, no,
I'm
it's
trying to
good,
find it. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
it's good." I noticed for me, like I perform best when I'm fired up, but I also have to be I have to be cognizant at the table. Like there's been times when I've gotten too like
I know.
I'll use the Matt Wilds match for example. Like I was pretty like I don't seem like it, but for me that's quite, fired up, whatever. When I get to the table. But I get so into the match sometimes that I forget the little things.
Mm,
Like when I outside of straps, knowing that I had the advantage on Matt Wilds, like I should have bled his hand more. Like I
mm.
shouldn't have been going for that flash pin.
Ready for
Like
the
when
pin.
I was back and over here and he's at the front of the
You
pad
can't do
holding on
nothing.
like
That's when
this.
you just stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll get that one back. That match will
That's
happen.
lessons learned too, though, and that's how we learn. And you know what? You got a lot. You learned a lot out that match, right?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, look at my next two performances so
Yeah.
far. Like,
Yeah.
and I this is nothing against Dalton and Josh, but I think that Matt Wilds is the strongest of the three.
Oh yeah.
Like after pulling him, but
He had the better hand of the three too.
you know what? For how small it was elusive, and he's very connected. Like he's a
Yeah.
strong guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do things differently on that one and get it back for sure.
Oh yeah.
But
For sure.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's 10-11. We
Yeah.
are we doing a pod tomorrow too?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, around 6, maybe. We'll
We'll
see.
see what the evening's like.
We're all on. We'll get Zach on maybe
I
tomorrow.
work at 7 on Monday, so like till this time again would be perfect.
Oh,
I think we're going to the city in the morning, but nothing crazy. So we'll keep.
Sundays are good, I think, because we went on 2 Sundays ago, and there was just a lot of people online wanting to
Yeah,
talk.
even today
Yeah,
we peaked at like 19 people, and there's 10 now. So I
yeah,
mean, we consistently kept 10 for like the hour and whatnot
yeah,
we've been on here. So
yeah, yeah. Why not? I mean, get on, shoot the shit, and hopefully we got enough topics. I
I
know.
mean, I would sit here and do this with no viewers just because I like arm wrestling. It's
Yeah,
just
me too.
the
Yeah,
bonus.
we could just start talking arm wrestling theories and shit, training. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're at 19 likes now.
Oh,
So
shit.
so
Good.
that means at least 19 people have came through.
Yeah, it's
It's
almost and almost everybody liked it, so that's really nice.
pretty clutch. Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we'll keep going and
yeah. We got to find a way to get out to more subscribers. I might, I don't know, I might post a little more. If anybody
I'm
wants to
gonna
share some of our
I
shit,
I was
maybe.
just talking about TikTok, but I think I might even try and we'll talk off stream about
Yeah, yeah.
details, but I might use your email, Brian, and start a Through the Fingers TikTok. And
Oh,
what I'll do is just screen record clips of like our podcast that are like a minute or so long.
yeah,
Because a minute on like TikTok they
yeah,
say
yeah,
is
yeah.
like
That's
most
yeah. You don't
people.
want that quick dopamine.
And I might just like post like 9 or 10 a day
Hmm.
just for like a month because I was talking to some pretty reliable content creators, like guys who have quite a bit of followers, and they said that consistency is key for people watching too.
Yeah,
I'll give these tips
yeah.
to you guys.
I know that.
Consistency is key, and they said there's some people who are like, oh, I hope I'm not posting too much. People might get, but you got to remember, like when you start gaining the crazy amount of followers, is because people like watching your content, and that
Yeah,
there's a never-ending amount of it. Like they can be bored on their bed for an hour and a half. And if they scroll across you and find you entertaining, they can sit there and just get lost in the rabbit hole. Whereas if there's not that much content, they'll watch one or two and then they'll move on to the next best thing. So definitely something I think we should do. Oh, we're at 21 likes. Damn. We're rolling. We're pretty soon. We're gonna have to get a house on the hills, man.
Yep, I think so. It's the next
But
step.
yeah,
We'll do
but no, and
pool party super match events. Yeah.
yeah, on our yacht.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Pretty
no,
big, man. Yeah.
to everyone who tuned in, thanks again. It was a great time. We covered up Knuckles Up pretty quick, and then we just
Yeah.
kind of went on some tangents. Hopefully, we can have Zach in tomorrow. He's been pretty busy lately, but
Yeah, he'll be
we just we thought we'd get some more pods in. I mean, even if I'm not available or if Brian's not available, I think we'll still kind of just try to keep running them as much as we can. Brian's pretty available. Me lately in the evenings have been pretty good. So
Oh, and that list. I'll bug for that list. Maybe I'll have that list for tomorrow, and we can go over matchups for City Slickers. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's something.
okay,
It'd be like
that's
20 matches or something. I don't know how many matches, but lots.
good because
10 or I don't know how many they're doing, but
yeah.
yeah.
No, we'll plan for that tomorrow then, guys. We're gonna
Sounds
cover
good.
Country Folk versus City Slickers. We'll really get that one going. I'll let all the Montana guys know to
Yeah.
start. We'll maybe even make a post about it. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, brother.
yeah,
Okay.
sounds good, man. All
Okay,
right,
have a good night.
nice work. Take care, guys. See
Have
you
a good night,
later.
everyone.
Bye.